Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of The Watch Collector. My name's Ollie. Today we're going to get to look at yet another piece that I've never actually been able to lay my hands on before, but I'm super excited about it and I'm going to explain to you why very shortly. Before we do, obligatory wristwatch check, Rolex Submariner Hulk. This piece is the launch of the Atælier Haute Complication by Vladimir Négault. Some of you may well already know about this. People have got extremely excited about it. I was one of them, and that was even though I was late to the party. It was despite the fact that I love watches, I missed out on this one right up until they actually started to hit the market. To give you a bit of background, the brand was launched in 2022. And Négault was actually under the tutelage previously of one François-Paul Journe for 14 years. They became such great friends, and Journe had such an influence on Négault. Not only has he then gone on to create his own brand, he named his son François-Paul. That tells you about the link between the two. And specifically, let's talk about that link. Because, and this is something that I think some collectors are split about, there is a deliberate reference to Journe in the dial. You will already see where it is at 6 o'clock, with the way that they've got the, shall we say, the extensions to the subdial. Some may not like it. I love it. Why? Because watches are all about a story. And Négault is telling us a little bit about his story in this piece. This is where I came from, and this is where I'm going. And the way I think that he's managed to combine a complication with the dual time, which is what this is, and I'll show you how it works very shortly, with that reference to his past, for me, is very clever. I'd like to know what you think. So as mentioned, this is a dual time. And so at 12 o'clock, you've got let's say your home time, or that's what I would use it for. And on top of that, you also have your day-night indicator. So if I pull it out, if I pull the crown out, give me. Okay, hopefully that's going to come out. So right now, that's about 12 o'clock at night. You can see you've got the night sky and you've got the moon. If I keep going through, to do it at this angle. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see how the night sky slowly but surely lightens, and as we get to 6, the sun comes up. Really nicely done, really nicely done. So that's when you're setting your home time. Now for me, I would use, for the GMT function, I would use the dial at 6 o'clock for my travel time. So with this watch, it's a super simple mechanical movement, which is you simply rotate the other way, and that will set the travel time. And hopefully you can see that with the blued hands. I love that finish with the blued hands, and that's where you'd put your travel time. Really nicely done. Now, there's absolutely no mistaking this watch for any other brand. It's so bold. It has quite a playful look about it. It's certainly haute horology in terms of the dial, but what it does is it creates a brand style and very specific and idiosyncratic nature that I think actually works very well. So let's pop that back in. It's stainless steel, 41mm, I believe is the size of the case, only 9mm in depth. Let's flip it over. All set in German silver. It's one of those pieces that I think marks the beginning of a journey, and it goes back to what I was mentioning about the connection with Journe. This is the introduction of the Haute Complication brand, shall we say. And I know that there are plenty of models in the pipeline that are extremely exciting and far more complicated than this. Négault is really going to demonstrate his expertise and his history in due course. You can't buy this watch anymore. This is a limited number of 99 pieces. They've all gone. And actually, I'm really lucky to be able to get my hands on one today, to be able to look at it and review it properly. What I really like about it, on top of that, they've even thought about the engraving in the case, and just when the light catches it, you can see that each one is specifically numbered. This is not just a 1 of 99, this is you have a particular number. So I love that extra level of attention to detail, extra level of cost goes a long way to making the wearer feel special. Let's throw it on the wrist, see how it wears. Anyone who's worn a Journe would probably immediately look at this case and how it falls on the wrist and recognize it. It feels at home. The size is, in my view, perfect. As a dress watch, it's extremely slim but has real presence on the wrist, and it fills the case, which not very many watches actually do. I love that. I like the fact you've got the 5 screws in the bezel. It's very simple. It's simply domed. There's no additional stepping to it, but it just doesn't need it. Watches are all about balance, and this has got such a potentially crazy dial. You don't need to go wild with the case. It works, and the color combination of the blues with the grays, or perhaps silver, combined with that extremely elegant and very supple strap. This is a special piece, and it's such a shame. Well, in fact, as you know, congratulations to the 99 who've got their hands on one of these, because I think it's really going to herald the creation of, in all fairness, a very special brand from an individual who has worked with and learned from one of the very best. So that's the Atælier Haute Complication dual time. I think it probably comes across. I'm a big fan of this. Let's watch this space and see what he's going to do next. That's enough from me for now. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you next time.